everybody. It is Wicked Wednesday, Werewolf Wednesday, another live with Kristy day. How are you doing? Haven't been here in a couple of weeks. I've missed y'all. I was at Texas Frightmare, so that is my reasoning for not coming on and doing my live show, which I will talk about. I have tons of things to talk about, several movies. I want to talk about Texas Frightmare. I want to talk about the Christina Lee signing. I have some new products to show and just whatever else is going on with us. So I do have a lot to talk about. Hello, that horror couple, Rob and Kaylee. Hello, guys. How are y'all doing? Hello, Israel. Hello, David. How are you doing? Hello, Miguel. Hope I said that right. I am doing fantastic. So thank you very much for asking, and thank you very much, everybody, for joining in. I really appreciate it. Hello, how are you, Dre? Thank you for coming in. We'll just let a few more people come in, and I will get started. So on this week's podcast, me, Brian, and Philip did the podcast, and we talked about the new movie, The Boogeyman. We all went Sunday night to go watch it. So that's what the podcast is going to be on, and I will talk about that movie just a little bit too. Hello. Hello, Quentin. Hello, Noah. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in, everybody. I really appreciate you joining in with me on this Wednesday afternoon. Or it could be Wednesday evening, depending on what time zone you're in. But it's afternoon here in Vegas. Hello, Lonnie. Hello. Haven't seen y'all in a minute. Oh, thank you guys so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get the show started, since I do have several things to talk about. So first movie I would like to talk about is The Boogeyman. Like I just said, me and Philip, Brian, and Brian's wife, Liz, we all went to go watch The Boogeyman Sunday night. Now, it was my suggestion to do The Boogeyman because I just figured we kind of needed to do a newer movie, something that's in the now, something that everybody's talking about. I know a lot of people always ask me about new movies that come out. Hey, have you watched this? And then I'm like, no, I haven't watched it yet. I'm so sorry. So I was like, let's do a new movie. Let's go to the movie theater. Let's do this, right? And I am not one to go to the movie theater that quickly or that much, really, to be honest. I'd rather really kind of just sit at home. So that's why I do watch some things a lot later than other people. I'm sorry about that. But our movie experience Sunday night, it was not good. And that is why I don't go to the movie theater. I did post about this on my Twitter. And we did talk about it on the podcast too. The three of us talked about it, but it was just, okay. So the theater we go to is in a casino for one thing. And every time I have gone, it's never really been that packed, but this was a Sunday night and it was packed and there was kids, lots of kids, teenagers, I guess. I don't know. Just, talking, laughing, phones out, just a lot of just crazy things happening, distractions happening. And someone went and said something, but you can't really say anything to a bunch of kids. Because everybody that's running the movie theater is kids. It's the same age as the kids that are acting up. So how are they going to go tell someone their own age, maybe even younger or older, I don't know, to tell them to stop? They're not going to. So, nothing was stopped. But I made it through the movie. Hello, Michael. Thank you for coming in. Oh, you're very welcome for the giveaway. You're very welcome. Hello, Zombie. Thank you very much for coming on in. The time here in Ireland is 10 p.m. Oh, wow. You've already had your day. You're about ready to go to bed. But anyway, so yeah, the movie experience wasn't great, and this is why I don't rush out to watch movies within, minutes of them putting out a movie. I just don't. I just can't. My nerves just can't take it anymore, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm getting older. I don't know. But when I was younger, none of that stuff bothered me. But I feel like when I was younger, you just didn't have any issues going to the movie theater. I don't know what it is, and I hate to say this, but were people just a lot more respectful, way back when, like when I was, my video guy Brian's like going, yes. I just feel like people were a lot more respectful back in the day, about going to the movie theater, back when I was a kid, a teenager, whatever. And nowadays it's not enjoyable. And I love movies. And I get people that were like, well, I love movies that much, so I can ignore it. And I'm like, so you're trying to say I don't love movies that much? Because I do. I have lived and breathed movies ever since I was a kid. I much rather watch movies than TV. I've always been that way. But I want an enjoyable experience too, I don't want to get irritated. So I don't know. I guess I'm just not the person that can ignore it. But that's just me. Gamer Goblin. Hello. How are you? Are y'all agreeing with me? I think I love going to the movie theater on a Tuesday. Very good point, Miguel. And if I do want to go to the movie theater, I mean, it's just going to have to be on a random middle of the week day and like at a random, like afternoon time where everybody's supposed to be at work or something, But yeah, anyway, I tried. I tried. But anyway, so Boogeyman, I gave it a 6. So that is my rating. You can, again, watch the podcast this Friday when we air the podcast so you can see all of our ratings on it. But again, I think that this movie and the story, I know it was going off of Stephen King's short story, but I don't know. It's just another mediocre movie to me. I mean, I feel like we've seen the story already a few times. I feel like we've kind of already seen this creature a few times, even though, yeah, the creature that they made was, he was cool looking. He was scary. But I mean, I just feel like we've done this before, over and over, the same story. You get the backstory. There might be spoilers. I won't say too much because I want you to watch the podcast. I want to talk about the other movies that I've watched. But there will be spoilers on the podcast though. So if you haven't watched it, I kind of did spoil the ending. But again, I don't know. We've seen this story over and over. So the backstory was a family tragedy story, which is always the backstory of something, because then you have the grief in there and the mental health going on and all that kind of issues going on in the movie. So this one, the mom has passed away. So that's the grieving going on in this movie. That's the backstory that goes along with the boogeyman, because he kind of feeds off of your mental health in a way. And then other things happen. You'll see when you watch the movie. There is some interesting parts in the movie that has to do with a tooth. I thought were kind of cool and creepy. Yeah, a tooth. It's the small things that get me excited. And then the little girl, I'm sure you've seen pictures, maybe, I don't know, but there's the little girl in it. She has like a lighted up ball because she's afraid of the dark, and she doesn't like her closet. And she has a lot of lights going on in her bedroom when she goes to sleep, but she also sleeps with a lighted up ball. I liked the idea of the lighted up ball for cinematic purposes. It kind of became its own entity too in the movie because she used it a lot when maybe she was going out through the house to see what that noise was or see what's in the corner down the hallway. But she would stop, she would drop the ball and roll it, and then that would be our only light source for us as an audience to see what was in the corner, what's creepy. And then of course with just that little bit of light from that ball, you only get a little bit of light, and it's, it's a good shot of whatever is in that corner, if there's something there or if there's not something there. But I liked that aspect of her always having that lighted up ball in the movie. The ending, I don't want to say it right now, but I feel like something else could have happened for the ending. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. It's not a movie that I think I will buy for my collection or anything. I don't think I'll buy it. But I would never tell anybody not to watch a movie. please go watch. I know a lot of people are excited about the movie. I know there have been some people that said they thought it, the same thing as I did. They thought it was just a kind of another mediocre movie we've seen before. But then I've seen other people say they thought it was really scary and they loved it. So, I mean, you might really love it. Tons of jump scares, of course. Some of the jump scares were predictable, but some of them were really good too, and they kind of got me. So, yeah. And some of the special effects that were in it were decent. I liked the actors. They all acted very well. I liked the two sisters. They had a really good chemistry, so that was nice. But I just think that, we've seen the story before, so that's really all I have to say about it. What are y'all saying? Let me read what y'all are saying. People in the theater can suck sometimes. Yes, they can. When there's not many people there, usually I find only like 3 or 4 people. It's nice. Yeah. The Boogeyman was definitely mediocre. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. And it was really strange when we went on Sunday night too, because it's never that packed. I guess maybe because school's out now. I don't know. But whatever. It's all right. So, all right, what should I talk about first? So I have several things I like to talk about. All of everything else that I have seen, I kind of recommend. Sorry, I still feel like I talk funny with these Invisaligns in my mouth. Sorry. I recommend all of everything that I've watched. I didn't hate anything. Sorry. Studio Horrors General, and yeah. So how was the new venue for Frightmare? Oh, hey Cody, how are you? I'm going to talk about Frightmare here. I'm going to talk about my movies real quick first, and then I'm going to talk about Frightmare, because I really want to talk about Frightmare. I have a lot to say about Frightmare. Hey Shannon, how are you? Hey. Go watch Boogeyman or save my money. Would you recommend me to go watch Boogeyman? I say save your money. I'm all about saving money too. This is why I like to do this show, especially since I do a lot of the Tubi original movies and stuff. But I spend my money so you don't have to spend your money. How about that? So no, I say save your money. I say just wait to watch it in the movie theater. Now, Brian had made a good point on the podcast. He had said that he had read that Hulu was supposed to put out the movie, but then they just kind of decided to make it PG-13 and put it out in the movie theater and see what they can do with it. So I'm actually interested to see what Hulu could have done with the movie, though. I mean, for real, maybe it could have been a whole lot scarier or a lot more happening in the movie. I don't know. But that would have been interesting to see, which goes right along into a movie I watched last night. On my Instagram, I had posted what movies I was going to talk about today. And then I watched another movie and I didn't post about it, but I really want to talk about it. I watched Clock. It's a brand new movie on Hulu. I highly recommend it, but I'm not sure if the subject matter of the movie is for everyone, though. The subject matter of the movie is about women and their biological clocks and getting a little older and trying to decide if they want to become pregnant and have a baby and have a family. And the main character in this, she is a woman that just has never, she's like in her late 30s and she just never had any desire to have a kid. She's got her own life happening and she has a husband, but they just never really wanted kids. And she's just that type of woman that just doesn't want kids and doesn't want the family. But society pressures women, or maybe your family or your friends pressures women into, why aren't you having kids? You need to have a kid, you know. So that's what happened to this lady, the main character in the movie Clock. All of her friends are pregnant. Her family's like, when are you going to have a kid? And then her doctor's like, oh yeah, you're getting too old. telling her she's too old, you need to do something, da da da. And she just like, yeah, I just don't want to be pregnant. And like when she would, see, like she just didn't want to touch her friend's pregnant belly. She was just so against pregnancy and babies. And she wanted to change that. She wanted, she's married. So she was like, is this weird that I feel this way? And I'm sure there's tons of women out there that feel that way. I can honestly say that when I was a kid, when I was a little girl, I was not the little girl that sat around thinking about my marriage and wedding and my wedding dress and kids and the picket fence and the house. I was not that little girl dreaming about that stuff. I just wasn't. I do have my daughter, and I'm very grateful for my daughter. I love my daughter. But that wasn't like a big thing in my thought process being a female, though, my whole life. So that's what this movie is about. So what happens is she goes, she's like, I want my mind changed. And there's a doctor, a clinic, a study that the women can go to, and it can change their mind about babies and wanting to have a baby. But it goes horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. And she goes, and I don't want to say any more of the movie because I really want y'all to watch this. It gets very graphic. There's some disturbing scenes in it. I mean, I was okay with it, but it might disturb other people, that had to do with babies. But I wasn't expecting some of the disturbing moments in this movie and expecting some of the gore that was in this movie and some of the blood and everything, the subject matter. And there was some moments that I was like, oh, they went there. Oh. It kind of reminded me of the Dead Ringers, the brand new Dead Ringers remake TV little series that I had talked about a couple months ago. I believe that was on Hulu too, wasn't it? I can't remember. Anyway, it kind of reminded me of that a little bit. But they got real graphic with some things. And I thought it was very well done. I highly suggest the movie. It's not something I want to buy for my collection, but I want to give it like a 7 or an 8. I was really intrigued into this movie and wanting to know what was going to happen with her and what's happening. And when she's going through the clinical study to try to change her biological clock, which is why the movie's called Clock, she gets really insane. Like some insane shit happens. I'm telling you. Like, it's like, what? Like crazy, insane shit is in this movie. But that's the subject matter of the movie. So I don't know if there's like a whole lot of men out there that will like that subject matter, or maybe some women. I don't know. But just for the shock factor and some of the things that they show in this movie and some of the stuff that she goes through, I suggest it. I highly suggest this movie. So Hulu keeps putting stuff out like that, and so I'm wondering what could have been done with the Boogeyman if the Hulu would have put that out. So what are y'all saying? The horror couple will remain childless, but maybe a dog eventually. Dogs are good. Y'all are so cute. Yeah, Dead Ringers, and I highly suggest the Dead Ringers remake too. I love both the movie and this remake that they did. It's like a little, like a little mini series. I really highly suggest it. Was that meeting the guys? Houston Horror Film Fest. Oh, I met the guys that ran Houston Horror Film Fest at Cult Classic too. I know them. Yeah, we're gonna try to do that one next year. Are you guys ever going to be at my... This is the thing about it. They haven't accepted us for Monsterpalooza. We have been on a wait list to do Monsterpalooza. So, yeah. Hello, Gory Bits. Thank you for coming in. Hello, Dean. Haven't seen you in a minute. Hello. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. I really appreciate it. But yeah, like I just said, the movie Clock on Hulu, I really suggest it. Again, the subject matter might not be for everybody, but it's really good. It's really good. And they had some shocking moments in it. So I was very pleasantly surprised by that movie. I kind of was just like, oh, I don't know what to watch. I'm going to try this one. I've just been kind of trying new movies, and I liked it. Good one. Okay, so let's talk about the Amityville Curse. It's the new Tubi original. I got to watch my Tubi originals for y'all. It's an hour and 30 minutes long. And it's actually kind of decent. Yes, I said it. I had seen somebody, before I watched it, I had seen somebody said that on Twitter as well about the movie. And I was like, what? Really? Can't be. And I was like, I'm watching it, for y'all. For this specifically. I was interested in it. And it was kind of decent. I don't know why they called it Amityville Curse when there's already an Amityville Curse movie out there. But okay. But all of these Amityville movies that are out there right now are all just ridiculous movies, and all they're doing is putting Amityville into the title. That's all they're doing. This one, they actually went back to the story. So the story is tied into this movie, and it's a group of people. I guess they were college friends, but they're all out of college now, because they kind of talk about college in the past, but it's a group of people that buy the house, the Amityville house, and what they're wanting to do with it is remodel it and break it up into like condos. And so all of this group of people that are all friends, they bought the house together, and they're all going to live in this house together, but they're remodeling it to make it into condo little apartment buildings. So that's why they're in there. And then one of the main characters, one of their friends, had known about all the stuff that had happened in this house, and then some of the other people didn't. And then, of course, you get the normal, doors opening, things falling, the normal paranormal, cheesy stuff that's in all of these movies that all starts happening to them. But you still kind of get the story of someone in the group going psycho, because of the house, kind of a thing. So they do kind of tie it into the Amityville movies a little bit. And the funny thing is, I was like, oh, okay, that's funny. So in Amityville, we all know that you have in the basement the Red Room, which is supposed to be the gateway to hell, and they show that in this movie as like it's this big red closet. It's like they revealed it to remodel the house, and now it's this huge big red closet, and they kind of talk about, oh, wasn't this supposed to be the gateway to hell? And all this stuff. They kind of talk about that. So they actually, like I said, they tie in the story somewhat to this Tubi original, and thank God they did, because that's what made it somewhat interesting and somewhat decent. The actors were decent. I liked the characters. The story, what they were going with, was decent. It was good. Is it the best? No. Is it the worst? No. Again, just another mediocre Tubi original type movie. But I suggest this one. It was decent. It's not, like I said, it's not like some of these other Amityville movies that have been coming out that are just ridiculous, and they're just adding Amityville to it. So, again, they actually went back to the origin story and back to the Amityville, the movie itself, the DeFeos, and oh my God, why can I not think of the Lutzes? They talk about both of those families in this and everything. So there you go. There's Amityville Curse, Tubi original. Go watch it. 2 different Amityville Curses on Tubi. Yeah, well, there's an original Amityville Curse, which was like, what, the 4th movie? in this. Was it the fourth movie or the fifth movie in the series? And then they named this one Amityville Curse for whatever reason. House, New York. The movie sounds cool. We will have to check it. Yeah, I mean, I say check it out. If you like Amityville movies and you like Tubi original movies, just check it out. You can pass up all these other Amityville movies that's been going on because none of them have anything to do with Amityville, but this one actually does. So, oh, thank you, Jeff. Hey, how are you? It's gonna be better than Amityville Karen, right? Jesus Christ, so funny. Okay, so another Tubi original. I did post about this when we came back from Texas Frightmare. Like, we came back like on Tuesday afternoon, and like later that evening I put this on, and I didn't like pay attention. It's a documentary. It's called Scariest Places in America. It's on Tubi right now. It's about an hour and 27 minutes long. It's brand new. I didn't like pay attention to it in the sense of like I sat down and watched it, but I put it on for background noise. I was doing stuff. But I was listening to it, and there's 13 different stories. And it's kind of like our Deadly Destination show that me and Philip are doing here every Monday on the YouTube. It's like that. And there are some stories within the documentary that we have done on Deadly Destinations. And there's several stories that y'all have heard, you know, like the Shining Hotel and different hospitals and things that y'all have already heard about several times. So, and when I posted it, I did see somebody say, oh, but it's the same old stories we always hear about. I want to hear different stories. And you are correct. I would love to hear some different stories too. Now, there were a couple stories I didn't know about. I can't remember what they were. I didn't write them down. Like I said, I was kind of just listening to it. So I'm recommending the documentary to either watch it if you want to watch it, or if you just want some background noise, if you're busy doing something around the house or whatever, in the garage or whatever you're doing, put that on for some background noise just to listen to. I do suggest that. But it was really interesting. It was cool. Like I said, they talked about 13 different spooky places. So try that one. I mean, you never know. I like documentaries. I like things like that. So again, I like to either sit down and watch them or listen to them for background noise. So I do suggest that too. And that's also on Tubi, where it was underwater. There's been so many Amityville movies of so many different types. There could have been one underwater. Like the house was underwater. Because I know they showed, you know, like in Amityville, they show the well and they show water. I know in part 3, they show the well a lot. Deadly Destination. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad y'all like the Deadly Destinations. We're about to shoot a new one after I get done here with my live show. We're going to shoot a new Deadly Destinations. So I'm really liking the Deadly Destinations too. I think they're great, and we have fun doing them. So, and if you guys have any suggestions on any Deadly Destinations that we need to be doing, please do so. Please tell me or message us on the Nightmare Toys Instagram or YouTube, or message me personally or whatever. We'll take any suggestions, because I will have to say, after listening to that show, and I was like, oh, you know, we've covered some of those on our Deadly Destinations, and then that person commenting that on my Instagram, trust me, I'm reading everything y'all say, and I take everything up here. And then with that person commenting that they thought that it was just the same old stories on that show, I was like, oh, you know what? We probably need to really get some new stuff for Deadly Destinations. We really need to find some like really new places that aren't talked about. You know, I don't want to keep talking about the same stuff either. So I'm glad that I can't remember who it was that commented that on my post on Instagram, but thank you for that comment, because you'd made me kind of be like, okay, I don't want to keep repeating, you know, same spooky places in my show if they're in everybody else's shows. You know, I want to do different stuff. So there we go. Which is why I was glad that when we went back to Alabama, it was my suggestion to do the Dead Children's Playground, because it's not like anybody's talking about that, you know, in Huntsville, Alabama. And then we were going, and I can get my own pictures. So that was a good one. I thought that was fun. When I go back to Alabama, I'll have to do something else. think there's, what is it called? What do they call it? Oh, shoot. There's another little spooky place. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I'll figure it out, though. Okay, so let's see. Another documentary, I posted about this yesterday, is the Robert Englund documentary that is now on Screambox. If you don't have Screambox, go get Screambox. They put on a lot of good movies too, just like Shudder does, just like Tubi does. And they have some originals as well, and they've got movies that'll only go on there. So this documentary is on Screambox. If you're a big Robert Englund fan and you're a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan or any fan of any of his movies, I highly suggest this documentary. It's over 2 hours. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes. But I could sit and listen to Robert Englund all day. So I don't care. Hold on. Let me just see where's Government Cheese? I didn't see there's Government Cheese. The Amityville Brothel. There we go. That's going to be made next week, I'm sure. That's so funny. Oh, hello, Jason. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in. Hello, Quentin. Thank you so much, everybody. I love y'all so much. But so anyway, I have to admit, I'm going to admit this. I cried. I'm going to cry again. I don't want to cry right now. For my own personal reasons, I cried a lot throughout this documentary. I'm tearing up now. Ugh, I hate that. If you've watched the Kane Hodder documentary, you know what he's been through, and I cannot get through that documentary without crying. But I'm crying for him. For this documentary, I cried a lot. I guess just for my own personal reasons, and I guess it's because, yes, the Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller video is what got me into scary stuff and what got me to like, all the background of it, the special effects and the makeup and the masks and the contacts and everything that goes on behind the scenes. And he got me into it, but it was really Freddy Krueger was my jam. It was really Nightmare on Elm Street that really I thought was super freaking scary, and I just fell in love with it. And I was like the Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street expert when I was a kid. And if you needed to know anything about him or the movies, I was the person to go to. And I just feel like, that Freddy Krueger and Dream Warriors and Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and 2 really kicked it off for me for really being into horror movies. So I don't know. I just got really emotional about me loving horror movies and loving Robert Englund and Nightmare on Elm Street when I was a kid. And just watching him talk, I mean, he's just amazing. He's an amazing actor. And he's done so many good movies. I'm crying. He's done so many good movies that aren't horror too, that I didn't know about, that I do now know about. He goes through like every single movie that he's done. He goes through each single one and talks about each single movie on this documentary, and it's so good. And Robert Englund will always be Freddy Krueger to me, and will always have a special place in my heart for loving horror movies. So I'm sorry I'm crying. I don't know why I'm crying. I get emotional. Oh, I've been so emotional lately. It's really stupid. But, I mean, I have Nightmare in my Nightmare toys. There's a reason for that. It's because that's what I loved. And I know a lot of people, their love was Michael Myers or Halloween. And I grew up with that. I was born in 1978. But it was Nightmare on Elm Street for me. It was Freddy Krueger. I thought he was just so scary. He wasn't wearing a mask, So that's really... Besides the Michael Jackson Thriller video, that's really where my love of horror came from. So, and then I loved V. Oh, when V came out, shit, I love that show. I still love that show. And I always loved seeing Robert in V because it's such an opposite role from Freddy Krueger, you know, and I fell in love with Willie and, yeah, so now that I'm crying, oh my God, you're like, what is this? This woman's crazy. Oh, hey, Monique. Hey, you're catching alive. And I started tearing up talking about Robert Englund and the new documentary. I'm so sorry that I'm crying, y'all. It's just, I mean, it brings back being a kid, you know? It brings back sitting in my room, playing with my Barbies or whatever, but yet watching Nightmare on Elm Street, you know? Just bring back good memories for me. So I love Robert. I love Robert Englund. So I highly suggest that documentary. That and the Kane Hodder documentary, like if you did those back to back, would be, oh my God, that'd be a tearjerker. But that would be a good little binge watch, though, both documentaries together. And the books, too, that these documentaries are also based on, their books are amazing. I own both books, and they're both extremely good and, of course, more detailed than what you're going to get into the documentary. So I highly recommend those, too. You just put on your Freddy glove. Put on that glove. Yeah. So the first one I saw. The first one I saw was actually part 2. Isn't that strange? Oh, no. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. That's how much I really loved the documentary. Okay. Another movie, one more movie, and then I want to talk about Texas Frightmare. I want to talk about the Christina Lee signing, and I want to talk about these products. Okay, so the other movie I did watch, which I've seen a lot of people have already started talking about, is Influencer. It's on Shudder. It just came out. Let me pull that up because I want to make sure I get the actresses' names correct. Give me 2 seconds. Here we go. Okay, so it's about an hour and 32 minutes long, so that's great. Okay, so before I talk about this movie, which I really liked, I did like it. Again, I don't know if it's a movie that I would buy for my collection, but I did really like it. The only negative thing I have to say about it is kind of pretty much what I said about the Boogeyman. We're getting to a point now with social media and Instagram and influencers and content makers and TikTok that we're getting a lot of movies all of a sudden right now within the past year, 2 years. Although we've had some of these types of movies before, but it's getting a lot saturated now of, you know, a jealous girl, jealous of another girl that's popular on social media, and then she wants to take over her life or kill her or whatever, you know, gets crazy. So that's what this movie's about, and I feel like we're kind of seeing that a lot now too. Because literally right after I watched this movie, I seen a trailer for another movie that's brand new that's coming out. It's either coming out on Tubi or I can't remember what it was. But it's literally the same concept of movie, the same story of movie. And I was just like, ugh, okay, now we're going to keep playing this story out, you know? But this one I really enjoyed. I really liked the main actress, the psycho girl in the movie, main actress. Her name is Cassandra. I'm not sure how to say her last name. Naud. Naud. Let me see what else she's been in. She was in Snowpiercer, which I have not seen. A Cinderella Story. I don't know. I haven't seen any of these other movies that she's been in, but I really liked her, and she played Psycho very well, and I would actually like to see her in more horror movies, and she's very cute. So again, she's jealous. And okay, so there's an influencer. She goes off on vacation, and her boyfriend doesn't come. I think it was her boyfriend or her husband. I think it was her boyfriend. Yeah, her boyfriend doesn't come. And so now she's lonely, and she meets this other girl, and they become kind of friends. And then, of course, this other girl, her name in the movie is CW, wants to take over her life. The influencer, her name is Madison. She kind of, I'm trying not to say stuff to where it's going to be spoilers, because this is a movie I really want y'all to go watch. She kind of kidnaps her in a way and does something with her, and then takes over her life and takes over her house that she was staying at, takes over her friends, her boyfriend. She doesn't necessarily take over the social media, because I've seen other movies to where the girl will take over the girl's social media, you know, and become her. She becomes her in such a way. Well, I guess she kind of does take over her social media in a way. I guess she just does it in a different manner than I've seen in other movies. Okay, yeah, she kind of does take over the social media. She uses like a face swap thing. You'll see. It gets technical. But she is so freaking psycho, and there's some good blood in this. There's some good gore in this. And then you get a twist at the end. Little revenge twist at the end, which is good. And that's all I really want to say about it. I mean, it's basically, like I said, she just takes over the girl's life, and it's all about social media, right? All about jealousy and social media. We all know about that, right? That can be a whole other podcast. But that's literally what the story is about. But it's done very well. It's shot well. It's beautiful. I'm not sure, where did they shoot this at? I'm sure it will tell me. Bangkok, Thailand. Oh, so it really was in Thailand. Okay. She vacations to Thailand. I didn't realize it was actually in Thailand, but it really is shot in Thailand, which is great. It's gorgeous. The cinematography is gorgeous in this movie. But I did like all the characters and the actresses. Like I said, the actress Cassandra, who plays CW, I think if we can get her into some more horror movies, she's going to be right up there with Jenna Ortega and Mia Goth and all them. So, yeah, I thought she did crazy very, very well. So I do suggest Influencer. It is on Shudder. So go watch that. It was Netflix's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Maybe. I wanted to like, you didn't like it? The acting was good, but the writing fell apart for me in Act 2. Cassandra was great, though. Okay, I understand that. I get that. But I did like the ending, though. The ending was good. I was like, oh, okay. Because throughout the whole movie, I was wondering what the hell was happened to the chick. So, I did like the ending. But I get you. I feel you on that. Nowadays, they can't make a good horror movie. Yeah, it was definitely well shot. That's for sure. It's decent enough to where I say go watch it. I'm surprised I liked all of these. I liked everything that I did watch in some sort of way. Because there's been times I've watched a whole bunch of stuff to talk about with y'all and I didn't like anything. So, but yeah, new movies. Fuck. Did I just say that? Yes, I did. I mean, I don't know. Nobody can get new ideas, and then I don't know what's going on with new movies. I just stick to my 80s cheesy movies half the dang time. Which, let's talk about that. Let's go into Texas Frightmare. I know y'all have already heard about Texas Frightmare. We already have a video out here on YouTube of Texas Frightmare. We flew Brian in for the day. He shot all day on Saturday, went right back home and started editing. And we also did a podcast. Me and Philip did a podcast on Texas Frightmare, but I didn't really get to personally talk about Texas Frightmare yet because I didn't do my live show last week. So I want to talk about Texas Frightmare now. I thought it was great. What's your take on that? Terrifier 3? Oh, I don't really have any take on Terrifier 3 yet because, I mean, we don't know nothing about it. I mean, I'll watch it. That's about all I can say. Daniel, he said that the new Boogeyman movie was horrible. I didn't think it was horrible, but I didn't think it was great either. But again, watch our podcast this Friday and you'll hear what we all have to say about it. I've already talked about it earlier on the show, so but I get it, trust me. Okay, where am I at? Texas Frightmare. So if you watch my Instagram, you know that I bought a lot of movies. The Arrow booth for me did it for me this year. I love the Arrow booth. I bought so many movies from there, and I think I only bought one Severin and one Vinegar Syndrome, and I bought a movie from Drew Marvick, The Barn 2. I haven't watched it yet. And I bought the documentary on Tom Savini as well. So I bought like 12 movies, I think, at Frightmare. That's literally the only thing I was really wanting to buy. And then, of course, I bought a shirt at Licks. I love Licks. They're not doing that many conventions anymore, he said, and he doesn't have a website. But if you do see the Licks, Lix, if you see their booth at a convention, I highly suggest going to get a shirt. I love their shirts. They feel good. They've got good prints. And it's a husband and wife owned too. And I love supporting them. They have great stuff. And I want to tell them thank you for the cookies. They gave me cookies too when I bought a shirt on Friday night. And Friday night, the con went until 11 o'clock. And after that, there's just nothing to go eat. But I was really tired, but I was hungry. So my dinner ended up being those cookies. So thanks for my dinner. Cons, man, they really take a lot out of us vendors. But, oh yeah, I've got to watch it. Are deadly? Oh my God, are they not deadly to the wallet? I agree with you. It's bad. Everybody that is behind each table at the movie tables, they all know me. And some of them go to each con and do the booth at each con, but sometimes there's different guys behind the tables, but they all know me. It's funny. What I want to say, tons and tons of positives about Texas Frightmare this year. Changing it to the convention center was the best freaking thing they could have done. It was fantastic. It was great just for vendors alone because the load-in was perfect. Big wide door, just back up and load right in and walk right in with your stuff. So easy. Us vendors love that. I love convention centers. I hate doing conventions at hotels. I can't stand it. Because before at the hotel before that Texas Frightmare was at, we had to go through little tiny hallways, through the kitchen, through all these doors, around people. I mean, it was a nightmare. This was easy. Everybody knew what was going on. And it was extremely busy. Of course, Texas Frightmare is always busy, but I think with there being so much more room, and this convention center has 4 floors, which was great. Everybody was more spread out, so you were able to breathe. You didn't get hot. It didn't get stinky. You can walk, I mean, it was great. John Carpenter had his own floor. He was on the 3rd floor. And that's pretty much what everybody was there for, was John Carpenter, and that's where everybody was at, the 3rd floor. Photo ops were on the 4th floor. I did a photo op with the guys from Christine, the Shitters, the Bullies. That was fantastic. It was great to meet all 3 of them. They were all very nice guys. Let's see, what the other positives. The concessions. Let's just talk about concessions. Concessions were a positive because, yes, there were some long lines at the concessions. There always are. But it's better here than it was at the hotel because at the hotel, everybody was just stuck there. You weren't leaving. We were all just stuck there. And there was only one restaurant to eat at, or they had a little tiny pizza stand set up around the convention area, and that was your food options the entire weekend. Nightmare. The concessions at this one now, yes, like again, the lines were long, but the food was decent. I seen a lot of people talking about the nachos. The nachos were great. The prices were very reasonable. Waters were like $2-3. Your nachos and cheeseburgers were $6 to $8. Very reasonable. That was fantastic. Or you can walk down the road just a little bit, everything walking distance. There were tons of restaurants lined up that you can also walk to that were right there. So you didn't have to have the concessions if you didn't want to. Well, we did. Being vendors, we do. We can't leave. But everybody else, there's tons of little restaurants, nice restaurants, and we ate at several of them all weekend. They were all good, so that was fantastic. Parking's great. There's nothing negative I can say about it this year. It was fantastic. Great guests. I met Megan, the little girl Amy that plays Megan. She was absolutely professional, so adorable. Loved her. That was an absolute pleasure to get her autograph and picture. And I have to say, I'm going to cry again. I'm going to cry again. I have to say, I say things that I say sometimes. I get bothered by some things on social media sometimes, but that's just me being me. But when I go to a convention, it's such a huge confidence boost for me. I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. It's just my brain. I start thinking things that probably aren't true or aren't really there. I don't know. I'm just that type of person. But when I go to a convention, everybody is so positive and everybody is just coming up to me, men and women, males, females, everybody. And just, telling me what a great job that Nightmare Toys is doing, what a great job I'm doing, and just tons of positive feedback. And it's just such a huge confidence boost for me. And I like that. I need that every now and then. Trust me. I need that confidence boost sometimes. But I want to thank everybody that came to the booth and came and purchased from Nightmare Toys. Everybody that got a picture with all of us. Everybody that got a picture from me. I have to say, I'm very proud. I actually had a line. I'm proud to say that. I sold out in some pictures and autographs. Oh God, I'm so emotional today. I'm so sorry, everybody. But I sold out in pictures, and a lot of people bought autographs, and that was very nice. Again, it's a huge confidence boost for me, and I appreciate everybody, and thank you so much for showing your support to Nightmare Toys and to me as well. It was very nice to have a line. Brian wants me to start charging for selfies. He's like, you got to start charging for selfies. And everybody kind of started saying that around me. But, I do it because I love doing it. And I just have fun with it. I'm not trying to sit there and charge everybody like I'm some actress and some huge important person. Although some people think I'm important. Thank you. But, it's just $12 to get one of my photos. And I just autograph whatever for free and take selfies for free because I have fun doing it. And I appreciate y'all. And I love all y'all. All y'all are my friends. I've gotten a really huge Texas Frightmare friend base from there. I would have never met Brian, my manager, if it wasn't for Texas Frightmare, and tons of y'all I would have never met, if it wasn't for Texas Frightmare. We're all just a really huge family there, and I love that. It's great. It's fun. Yeah. I'm going to have to re-up on some of my photos for Midsummer Scream. That is our next convention. It is at the end of July. So that's our next convention. I'll have to re-up on some photos for that one. But yeah, thank you. I also, Chuck Ryan was there as the miner from Valentine Bluffs. Corey was also there. He's the one I did my scenes with in the movie. He was there. It was so awesome to see them. And Chuck, I walked around with Chuck a little bit as he was the miner, and that was fun. Everybody was wanting photos. And we sold out of Valentine Bluffs. I brought some Blu-rays and DVDs to the convention and sold all of them. So thank you everybody who bought a Valentine Bluffs Blu-ray and DVD and supporting Valentine Bluffs fan film as well. I really, really appreciate that. I know some of the people that bought one had already seen it on YouTube and just wanted to buy one. Or there were some people that didn't know nothing about it at all. I told them all about it and they bought one. So I hope those people enjoyed the movie. And everybody wanted it signed. I had already signed them all, but Philip signed some and Dylan was with us. He signed some. I know Chuck signed some. So that was tons of fun to have some of the Valentine Bluffs fan film family there as well, and for us to kind of advertise that at Texas Frightmare. I wish we could have had a booth for that. We didn't really think about that until late. But I appreciate everybody for the support of that film as well. So thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody from Texas Frightmare. It was a great convention. Thank you, Monique. I really appreciate that. Trust me. Thank you. I like butt drugs. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that horror couple. So when Corey got there, I gave them vendor passes and stuff, and I was like, so where's your I love butt drugs hat? I couldn't find it. He couldn't find the hat. I was like, oh no. Because if he wore the hat, then more people would have noticed, he was from the movie too, if he would have just had that hat on. But he said he couldn't find it, but he wanted to wear it and walk around the convention wearing the hat. But yeah, he said he'll have to get some more made. You know what we need to do? We need to get a whole bunch of those made and sell those. Just had that thought. Huh. The hat's funny though. He has to find the hat. I know. It's great. Okay, so like I said, Midsummer Scream will be our next convention. That is at the end of July. I can't wait for that one. I am excited to meet Tom Holland. He is another Child's Play autograph that I need. I've never met him. Very excited to meet him. And they have a lot of other great guests that are going to be at Midsummer Scream, and including Christine Elise. She told us that this past weekend when we had Christine here Saturday for our in-store signing. That horror couple, they were here too. They came, so thank you very much. I'm a huge Halloween Myers fan. If I wasn't for Robert, I wouldn't love horror like I do today. Yup. Same thing for me too. Same thing for me too. And, I love Michael Myers and everybody else too. I know what I say about the new Halloween movies, but that's about the new Halloween trilogy, which we're not getting into anymore. You know how I feel about those. Other than those, I do love Michael Myers too. I think it's a misconception. A lot of people think I don't like Michael Myers. I do like Michael Myers. But yeah. Freddie, Robert, yes. And Cody, I wish you could have made Texas Frightmare. That would have been cool. But I know you said you couldn't make it. But anyway, back to Christine Elise. I know. Cody, I love you. But back to Christine Elise. It was a great day. Fantastic day. We were busy the whole day. The store was busy. We had a sale going on. We had one last NECA Chucky that didn't sell at Texas Frightmare. We brought 4 NECA Chuckies to Texas Frightmare. We sold 3. We brought one back and we sold it this weekend at the Christina Lee signing. So congratulations to that person for getting the very last NECA Chucky that we had. Trust me, they were very happy. But everybody brought their Chucky stuff to get signed or what have you. She had tons of great photos. She was very pleasant, very nice. There is a video up here on the YouTube. If you have not watched it yet, we do have our video up on here of the store signing and our interview with Christina Lee's. And she said that she was going to be at Midsummer Screen, but they have yet to announce her. So I don't know if I wasn't supposed to announce it, but I just did. Ha! Too bad. But yeah, everything went great. It was a great day, great signing. So thank you everybody who came out for that as well. We flew her in very quickly. She came in, we went and picked her up at the airport. She did the signing and then we took her right back to the airport. So it was a quick come in, come out kind of a thing. And yeah, she said she had a great time, and yeah, it was great. We don't have any other signings at the moment in the works, but we're working on it. So once I do figure something out, I will get back with y'all on that. But we are working on some more signings. I would like to have one in August, and I would like to have one in September and October. So I don't know. We'll see. Everybody's walking in. I'm getting distracted. People are walking in the room. But anyway, I will. What are you doing? Oh. Okay. Thanks. It's not in there. It's in there, but it's not on the keychain. Sorry. Philip has to move my car, and he's getting my car thing out of my purse. Sorry. Can you find it? Okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't want my car to get towed. Thanks. So anyway, like I said, we are working on some stuff. I did talk to I'll hint. I need to message her, but I did talk to oh my God. Why am I having a brain fart? Hold on. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart, because she's on my damn phone here. Hold on a minute. God, what is her name? I'm retarded right now, y'all. Serena Vincent. Why can I not get that out? Anyway, me and Brian did talk to Serena Vincent, who is gorgeous, absolute professional, and just, I love talking to her. She's so sweet. She lives here in Vegas, and her husband is the like manager or agent for Sam and Ted Raimi. So, working on that one. We'll see. I don't know yet. And then there's some other people too that we are working on. So I will update y'all on the store signings though. Let's see, what else do we need to talk about before I get into the products, because I want to talk about these. We will also be having a sale on Father's Day. So if there's something you've been wanting from the store, but you need to save a little money, Father's Day will be the day. We will have just it's just a 24-hour Father's Day sale, everything 15% off like we normally usually do. That will be in store and online. We will be open for Father's Day, normal hours 12 to 6. And then the next sale after that will be 4th of July. Same thing, another 24-hour 15% off sale. But we will be closed for 4th of July. So don't come that day to the store. It's on a Tuesday. Anyway, it's just a random Tuesday. We've decided to close the store and the restaurant for 4th of July. So I'm telling y'all now, I'll make tons of posts about it all the way up to 4th of July, but we will be closed. But we will have the sale online. Okay, so if you order anything that day, our shipper will start shipping everything out the next day. So those are 2 sales that we will be having coming up. Let's see. Oh, I want to talk about this really quick. For the restaurant, we added a new dish. So when we were at Texas Frightmare, and I said there's a bunch of restaurants you can walk to and stuff, and that's where we all would walk to at night to have our dinner. Would be one of those restaurants, and one of them, well, two of the restaurants that we ate at, and we all ate these. They had cheese curds. I don't normally get cheese curds for an appetizer, but of course I love cheese, but we kept getting cheese curds. And now we have cheese curds at the restaurant. They're called creepy curds. How cute is that? Creepy curds. So we now have cheese curds, and it comes with different little dipping sauces and stuff too. So we now have that on our menu for the restaurant. I just thought that was cute. Creepy curds. So you can come get your creepy cheesy curds at Nightmare Cafe. And watch Uncle Sam on the 4th of July, or Jaws, or I Know What You Did Last Summer, right? There's a few 4th of July movies out there. I like my holiday horror movies. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hope we can do the Houston Horror. We've been talking about it, but if we do the Houston Horror Convention, we may have to not do one of the other Texas ones, because going to Texas back and forth is a lot for us. It's a 1.5-day drive. But I would like to do the Houston one. I lived in Tomball, which is right outside of Houston. I went to Tomball High School, so I know the Houston area. So that would be kind of cool. All right. So, what else? Let's see. Movies, sales. I think I've talked about everything I want to talk about. Let's talk about these products. All right. So let's start over here. We just got this NECA product. NECA. Just got this in. Finally today. Actually earlier today. We got it in the Bride, and it's the in color one, not the black and white. I like this. I'm going to take one of these home, actually. I like the different heads and stuff. I haven't really looked at it too much. Oh, she comes with some hands and heads. Okay, cool. Yeah, she looks really good. So we just got that in. So you can find this online and in store. I'm not sure how much we put it at. I don't have price tag on. I can't remember what we put this at. But again, this could be a cool product. If you want it, you can wait for Father's Day, or if you don't want to wait in case we sell out before then. But yeah, Father's Day we'll have a sale. So we just got that in today, and we're finally getting some Freddy Krueger stuff from NECA too. Finally. I keep saying finally with all this, but it's just what it is. And we finally got in some Funko stuff too. I think this was yesterday or the day before this stuff came in. I'm telling you, we have all this stuff on order from all these companies. We're just waiting. Just waiting for them to charge us, and then waiting for them to ship, and they take their time. So anyway, we just got in these Funko items as well. We got in the Dracula. It's the Bram Stoker's Dracula soda can. Now, this is one of those blind things you don't know what you're going to get until you open it. There is a chase out there, but we don't know which one is the chase. So when you order these, you're just going to have to, it's just the fun of, all right, which one am I getting? Kind of a thing. We can't find the chase for you. We can't open them up to find the chase for you. We can't do that. We're not doing that. So yeah, so these came in. These are in store and online as well. I think these are fun. I like these. I was wanting it to be regular Dracula, like Bela Lugosi Dracula though, but whatever. So we have those. And we just got in the brand new Tiffany Funko Pop, which I'm excited about because I can now add her to my collection. I think this Tiffany might have already been out for a little while, but Funko's just now giving it to us. So we just now got it in. So if you need this Tiffany Funko Pop for your Funko collection like I do, we now have this in stock online and in store. She does look a lot different from the first Tiffany that they put out a long time ago. This one, she has a knife. Her hair's a little bit different. Looks like they're starting to do the eyes and nose and mouth a little bit different on the Funko Pops too. I've noticed they kind of changed up a little bit. We have the Chucky on order, but we're waiting for that. So get you a Tiffany Funko Pop. Again, these are great things to order when we have our sales. This one's going home with me. That's why it's out of the box. And then we do music stuff here too. Philip likes to order the music stuff. So we have Bismarcky. Do we remember Bismarcky from what? Is it late 80s or early 90s when Bismarcky came out? I can't even remember. Is it early 90s? I can't remember. Well, we all know the song. You got what I need, right? That song. You say he's just a friend. So that's who Bismarcky is. If you don't know who Bismarcky is, he has his own Funko Pop now, and we have these in stock too. And you're probably wondering, why do we have those with the horror? Well, because we live in Las Vegas and we do sell music stuff too. People, and I'm telling you, when we get like the reaction figures of the music, of anybody music, rap or rock, it doesn't matter who it is, it sells. So yeah, so we sell some music items as well as horror items too. So there you go. Get you a Bismarcky Funko Pop. We got that as well. And speaking of music, we have, if you go online, we've been carrying posters now for a couple months now, and they're doing fantastic. Especially in the store. Now, in the store, you can come in the store and get one of our posters in a frame, but we're not doing that online. That's too much to ship. But in store, you can get one in the frame or out of the frame. And we have a bunch of music posters if y'all are into Iron Maiden and Rancid. And I can't remember everybody else we have, but we have tons of music posters too, besides horror posters. So check those out. They're doing really well for us. Yeah, we can't keep the posters in stock, just like we can't keep t-shirts in stock. We do have some new black boots from Strange Cult that we just got into. I don't have them here, but I did post them. Those are new. Again, our shoes are doing very well. They did very well at Texas Frightmare because no one has shoes. And you know, all the girls want to walk around their cosplays with the high heels, and 5 minutes in, their feet are killing them, and they have no option to change into shoes. Well, come to the Nightmare Toys booth at a convention, and we will have shoes and flip-flops. So if you want to get out of your high heels, come buy some flip-flops from us. And that's what a couple of girls ended up doing at Texas Frightmare. So, I think shoes is a good option for us to have at a convention because that's something that not a lot of people are doing. Oh, God, and now people are going to do it. But it's been going very well for us, though, the shoes and the clothing and posters and all of that. If I can just get these big companies to continue to give me the toys, you know, like I need, that would be great, too. Then everything will be fine and dandy. But, you know, I can't control the bigger companies. Sometimes I wish I could. Just saying. What are y'all saying? Oh, the King Diamond reaction figures. Oh, yeah, we can't keep those in stock. The King Diamond, yeah, anything, any of the music stuff. It's really crazy. I love y'all. Okay, I think that's really about all I have to talk about. I have talked for over an hour now. I'm sure y'all are sick of listening to me and sick of watching me cry. I've cried twice now. I gotta go. It's crazy. I get emotional about certain things that are, what I love. So it's just me being me being real with y'all. Okay, guys. Well, next week on the podcast, me and Brian are going to talk about Tremors. We're finally going to do the Tremors. We'll probably talk about all of them, but mainly the first one. But that will be our movie topic for next week, Tremors. So I will talk about Tremors next week as well on the live. And I will watch some more movies for y'all. And I hopefully will have some more products next week to show y'all. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in. And I love you guys. And I hope y'all have a spooky day. Bye, guys.